When we left Mitzrayim and we started in the wilderness and we started to travel around, it was the first time that we were becoming a nation, one people, as opposed to 12 tribes. And Moshe and Aaron knew, along with Miriam and Zipporah, knew that we needed a way to remind ourselves who we were. Every so often, because we were in the wilderness, it's hard to tell where you are. One sand dune looks like another sand dune. You have the beauty of the stars above you, but the sky is so vast that it's hard to lose sight in who you truly are. So now and again, every so often, especially after something happened, like the golden calf, or even going through the Sea of Reeds, or Lake Maror, every so often, Hashem told Moshe to take a census. Now, a lot of people, if they look back on Torah in those stories, they would go, my, oh my. This is a rather tedious, boring part of the text, of the story. But look deeper. For we were told to count each and everything that we had, to take note of each member of our family and our tribe, to compile numbers of how many oxen we had, how many sons, how many daughters, how many this, how many that. And by association, what we spent our time on. How many hours a day did we sleep? How many hours a day did we speak? How many hours a day did we set aside for resting and for studying and for daydreaming? How many hours do we set aside for talking? How many days, weeks, months, years had we lived? Had we known each other? For you see, taking a census is a lot like this month is now, the month before Rosh Hashanah. We take stock, we take a look at what we're doing, and we count and we reflect. We very carefully, as a people, take a mirror and look at ourselves. And that's what I'm going to ask you to start to do now. As a family, I want you to come up with 10 census questions. Adults, you can describe what a census is to your children. Come up with 10 questions. For your family census. Write them down. And by next Shabbat, next Thursday or Friday, post those 10 questions. You don't have to answer them yet, but post them for the rest of our small little community to ponder. So we should have 40, 50, 60 questions. Let's see how many of the questions overlap. Let's see how many of the questions are the same. Let's see how many of the questions are unique. How many of the questions another family thought of that it would never have occurred to you and you're surprised. Maybe that could be one of the questions. How many times a day are you surprised? And then we will start our journey to, in a way, paint a self-portrait of ourselves and our families and our people and our community to prepare us for the Chagim coming up. A very strange Chagim, a Chagim that's going to be like none other. So start on that. And I look forward to seeing your census questions next week. Until then, be well, enjoy each other. May your counting be joyful. And Shabbat Shalom.